health coaching and integrative medicine and a lot of functional medicine is about keeping you well in the first place, keeping you out of the operating room. So let's go through the top metrics that we like to see. HRV, and go back and listen to my episode all about HRV, because that's like one of the best metrics for your health. HRV, resting heart rate, temperature on there. I like to look at deep and REM sleep because that's when your brain and your body heals. So I always love people to, when I first start working with them, to get a wearable and look at the sleep, because that can also let us know if maybe you need to get tested for sleep apnea. So deep and REM together should be about 38% of your total sleep time. What else? We like to look at, VO2 max is a good one.
Oh, that's a really good one. Actually, what I love also about these wearables is they're always evolving. So you continue to wear it, but the technology is improving and improving. So you don't need new devices. You don't need to trade in.
No, they keep on
the
upgrading.
Technology is always evolving. So VO2 max just showed up for me today on our WHOOP. I'm very excited. So that is a good one. You know, the better and more efficient your VO2 max, it's a sign of longevity and health. I also want to say with these devices, stress levels. My glass of wine at 7 p.m. caused my stress. You can see the graph throughout the night. Now, optimally, you know, you want to see no disruption, low stress. You're sleeping.
Yeah.
Last night, and I didn't go to bed till 10:30.
What happened?
It's genetics.
Were you having fun though?
No, it was fun. And my husband and I, it was fun. But it's just interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's just, and again, no judgment. It's fine. I had a glass of wine.
And honestly, so I would talk to Debbie about that, and we would say, okay, so why didn't you just take it off? Because here's the thing.
I know.
We know what's going to happen if we have a glass of wine. When Debbie and I travel and, you know, we're on a cruise with our friends, like if we have a glass of wine, I'm not even wearing my wearable those days because I'm just going to wake up and be angry at myself. And you know what? I had a great time having a glass of wine with friends. There's something about that relationship aspect of the 4 main pillars of your wellness. So I think last night you probably should have just taken it off.
I know. And I'm not good like that. I need your coaching to remind me to do that, because I think what I'm always hungry for is, well, let me eat my salad first and then this, and maybe the alcohol won't have it. So I like to test.
Well, that's not bad.
It's just, I'm a constant experiment.
Yeah. All right. So those are the metrics for like WHOOP and UltraHuman. So if for the Apollo, so Apollo is all about helping you with stress and sleep, and it puts through vibrations to help you do that, which I love it for, because sleep is, at least in my opinion, that number one cornerstone to your health and wellness. We're not going to get to your goals anywhere else if you don't first fix your sleep, because where your body and your brain heal. So that's what this does. And it'll actually let you know if you're getting more or less sleep. It will adjust itself. So that's what this one does. Then you're wearing the, what is it, Lingo?
So it's Lingo. Hello Lingo is the website. And I think it's one of, again, in the arsenal of wearables. This is a continuous glucose biosensor, and it's actually designed for people who aren't diabetic. You don't need a doctor to get one of these. I think it's very affordable at $49 for 2 weeks. And it's really eye-opening once again to see, you know, I know I should cut out sugar. Do I have too much? How does bread impact me? All of those.
Because everybody's different.
Everyone is different.
Now,
There's a lot of guesswork there. This takes the guesswork out of how each meal, how your glucose impacts. So it's impacted.
It's never going to tell any of you that it's okay to have sugar. So just
no. Just so you know, it's a
limited amounts of sugar.
Yes, it's never going to say it's okay, but it's interesting to see how many spikes. Right. You know, because there's a lot of hidden sugars as well, and even I think that's another thing. People, it's so hard to navigate. You know, I think I'm eating great. These labels say non-GMO and organic, and it's all this and that. And then they're not losing weight and they're gaining weight and they feel more bloated and they have inflammation. And you really think you're doing the right thing. And what the heck is going on? This can remove a lot of that guesswork as well. You see how your body reacts to the foods that you like.
Yeah, because it could be very different. Maybe you need more meat as opposed to vegetables, like all those things. So that's why that's great.
And then you see in real time, you know, what meals are my friends? What foods does my body really enjoy? And okay, guess what? You know, those taste really good. I'll just have more of those, you know, which is a nice way to approach fixing your food.
I haven't used it yet, but I really, really want to.
And
I'll put a link to see.
It's awesome.
So you guys can all check that out as well. Okay. And so this is the Lumen that I was talking about.
I know. I'm so intrigued.
Live, shall we?
Yes.
So it's an app and you blow into it. You have to be still. Okay. And so I was telling Debbie, it was telling me I'm a little out of balance right now metabolically, and I'm trying to figure out why, because I'm pretty metabolically flexible. Like I'm pretty good at fasting and all of those things. Okay, let's do a fasting breath and see. where it is. So it says, let's go.
Inhale deeply through your lumen. Hold your breath.
So exciting.
Exhale in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so now it's going to analyze my breath, which is detecting the CO2 in there. And it's saying not all carbs are created equal. And are you having, okay, so I'm at a really good level right now. I'm at a lumen level 2, which it says you're in the fat burning sweet spot. I'm burning 65% fat right now, 35% carbs. I personally like to be at, like, if I can be at a 1 all the time, that's great, but that's not sustainable. You shouldn't be doing that. I do need to have carbs in my life. But this tells me that check in every 1 to 2 hours right now if I want to keep fasting. And when you see a shift towards carb burn. So what happens is if I'm burning fat very efficiently right now, like this is where I want to be when I'm fasting. But if it changes to carb burn again, that means I've gone too far and it's going into my muscle and we don't want it to burn my muscle and it's time for me to eat. So smart.
I love this.
I know, me too.
I love
And
this.
if it was at like a 4 or a 5, which is higher, that would probably mean whatever I ate the last meal or is not necessarily what I need to be eating. Like it wasn't. We were talking about we woke up to the same meal that we thought was really, really good. Apparently my body didn't like it. Or it means my stress level is too high. My exercise and sleep are too low.
It's so fascinating. This is like having a nutritionist between this and your glucose monitor. It's like walking around with your own personal nutritionist. And again, it doesn't need to be complicated. And I love that we're talking about how to maximize the time with your doctor, because the more information you have, then we can really capitalize on the advice that they want to give you.
Right.
We kind of need to drive the conversation more toward being proactive, which is not what they're traditionally designed to do, right? They're there to treat you and to, prescribe whatever it is you need. But the reality is we can change the dialogue. We can change the conversation if we come in more prepared, which is really fun.